Welcome back to my ongoing series about different locations in Fallout 4 and beyond. Today I wanted to take a closer look at Walden Pond, located here on the map. Walden Pond is a kettle-hole lake, which is a depression or hole in an outwash plain formed by retreating glaciers or draining floodwaters in the Commonwealth of Fallout 4, and was formerly protected as part of the Walden Pond State Reservation. I like trying to find these smaller locations and exploring a little more of what they're about. So without further ado, here is a brief history. On the north shore of this quiet pond once stood the humble cabin of Henry David Thoreau, where he lived from the summer of 1845 to 1847. Thoreau, inspired by the ideals of transcendentalism, sought to better understand society by stepping away from it. His reflections from that time became the basis for his famous work, Walden, or Life in the Woods, which ultimately made the pond a well-known landmark. Before the Great War, the area had turned into a tourist destination. A gift shop was built right next to the cabin, and an audio tour, oddly enough, was sponsored by General Atomics International. Visitors were encouraged to pick up a book on transcendentalism, or maybe a t-shirt, coffee mug, or toy to remember the experience. Today, the story is much different. The cabin still stands, but the pond itself is nearly dry, choked with debris, and highly irradiated, clocking in at 10 rads per second. Beneath the old gift shop in its crumbling basement and a network of nearby tunnels, a small raider gang has taken up residence. Their leader, Walter, holds court while his crew, including the illiterate Bear and the misinformed Tweez, try to puzzle out who Thoreau was and what transcendentalism even means. It's a strange echo of the past, philosophy and survival colliding in the ruin. There's not a whole lot to see in the pond itself, unless you count the radiation. Like we mentioned earlier, it's pretty hot, sitting around about plus 10 rads, so you'll want to tread carefully. There's a drainage pipe on the southwest shore that might be worth checking out, but otherwise the only real feature is a small island in the middle. It doesn't seem to serve any purpose though. It does get off an odd, constant smoke. Definitely suspicious, but unexplained. Up on the hill to the southwest, you'll find the old gift shop, still standing. Right next to it is Thoreau's cabin, and surprisingly, the automated tour is still working. The shop itself doesn't hold much interest at first glance, though if you poke around, there's a master-locked door behind the counter that leads to the basement. It's booby-trapped with a few makeshift explosives and one of those creepy clapping monkey dolls. Definitely not your average souvenir setup. Near that locked door, there's a knife pinning a note to Tweez to the wall. You can also find an overdue book tucked on the shelves under the cash register and a novice-locked suitcase nearby with some minor loot inside. Nothing life-changing, but worth a look if you're already exploring the area. If you make your way into the basement through the drainage pipe on the southwest side of the pond, you'll start off crawling through a mostly straight section of pipe that eventually opens into a small, rough cave. From there, a dirt tunnel leads you to a crumbling wall that's been busted open. This gets you into the actual basement of the old gift shop. Inside, you'll find shelves and cabinets scattered around, clearly looted and relooted over the years. Off to the northeast, there's a hallway with a staircase that leads back up to the main shop. When you first enter, you'll overhear Tweez and Bear having a very confused conversation about Thoreau and transcendentalism. It's not exactly a masterclass in philosophy, but entertaining in its own way. In that first room, keep an eye out for a hunting rifle, a duffel bag with some supplies, and an issue of Tales of a Junktown Jerky Vendor lying around. Head into the next room and you'll run into Walter and Whiplash. Walter's carrying the gift shop key, which unlocks both the basement safe and the upstairs door. Definitely worth grabbing. Also in that room, tucked beside a toolbox, is Big Jim, a unique pipe wrench you won't want to miss. And don't skip the corner, there's a Vault-Tec lunchbox next to a bottle cap mine just waiting to surprise the unwary. And with that, there you have it. Some information about Walden Pond you didn't know until now. What did you think? Did you like learning about Walden Pond? Let me know in the comments section down below. Also, if there's a piece of game history you'd like me to touch on, feel free to let me know while you're there. Otherwise, thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.